Hi guys, Wise Prediction is here. When betting on soccer matches, besides betting on match results, you can also bet on the number of goals that will be scored in a given soccer match. And today, we'll be talking about how to develop a betting strategy just for that purpose by using our over-under predictions that we share at wiseprediction.com. Let's start. Before getting into the details, let's first remember what we are sharing at Wise Prediction as of today. So we share a probability or prediction, let's say, for two cases, under 2.5 and over 2.5. When someone says under 2.5, it represents the cases where the total number of goals that are scored in a given match will be less than 2.5. It's going to be either 0, 1, or 2 goals at the end of the match. And the other cases where the number of goals are more than 2.5 is represented by over 2.5. And you will see at the bookmakers that you can actually put bets for, over 0.5 or over 1.5, over 2.5, over 3.5, even 4.5, 5.5, etc. And it's the same thing for under predictions as well. But as of today, we just share predictions for 2.5 scenarios, and I'm going to explain why later on. As an example, let's say that our predictions look like this one, 65% for under 2.5 and 35% for over 2.5. And since 65% is bigger than 35, our prediction happens to be that the under 2.5 is more likely to happen in this particular example compared to the over 2.5 scenario. And 65 point here represents the level of confidence that we have for our prediction. And you'll see that as the level of confidence goes up, from say 55% to 60%, from 60 to 65, from 65 to 70, the accuracy tends to be improving as well. We'll see it later on. But remember this, as the level of confidence goes up, so our predictions the expectation for the expected result becomes stronger and stronger, with other words. Before looking at the accuracy results so far, let's first have a look at the number of goals distribution for the matches that we've had predictions so far since August 21st. And we've had predictions for 3,418 soccer matches since then. And in 248 of them, 0 goals were scored in the matches at the end of the matches. And these 248 matches actually represent the 7.3% of 3,418 matches so far. And 1 goals, and here in the second row here, at the end of the matches, only 1 goal was scored, and there were 593 such matches since then, and so on. Since our threshold here, the selected threshold for our predictions is 2.5, and if we just put the boundary here, or the threshold, or separate, if we separate this table into 2 pieces actually, with the matches where the number of goals were below 2.5 and above 2.5, here's what we see. For those matches where we've had predictions for so far, in 49.7% of the matches ended with a result so that the total number of goals were actually below 2.5. And in 50.3% of the matches, we've seen more than 2.5 goals at the end of the matches. So as you see here, it's kind of 50-50, which kind of makes the problem difficult because the 2.5 threshold here is a very sensitive one. In some cases, teams happen to be making more than 2.5 goals, and in some other cases, it happens to be less than 2.5. But statistically, roughly half of the matches have had more than or less than 2.5 goals so far. So let's have a look at our prediction results, and we will start with the overall results. And what we see is that, so here in this first column here, we see the type of prediction, over 2.5 and under 2.5. The total number of predictions we've had, as mentioned, 3,418 soccer matches so far. And out of these 3,418 matches, in 1,402 of them, the prediction was that the total number of goals were expected to be more than 2.5. And in 2016 matches, the prediction was under 2.5. And if we, here in the third column here, we see the number of correct predictions, and in the last column, we see the accuracy results for our predictions. For the over 2.5 predictions, the prediction accuracy happened to be 53.6%, and under 2.5 predictions, it happened to be 51.9%. And as it is right now, these numbers don't tell us that much, because when developing a betting strategy, you should be considering the given odds by the bookmakers as well, so that whatever the odds are provided by the bookmakers, your prediction needs to make sense. Even if you may have some losses, the accuracy that you have for your predictions should be enough for being able to make profit in the long run. And we actually discussed about those points in our previous video analysis, so you can have a look at them if you like. So what we said before, that the level of, when we were talking about the level of confidence, and we said that if the confidence level goes up, from 50% to 55%, from 55 to 60, from 60 to 65, and so on, what we see is that the expectation of our models becomes stronger and stronger as the level of confidence goes up. And if we have a stronger expectation, so the accuracy is expected to improve as well. And let's have a look at if this is really happening. So we're going to look at two scenarios, as mentioned, under 2.5 prediction accuracy results, and we will also be looking at over 2.5 prediction accuracy. Here's what we see. So in the x-axis here, this axis here is representing the prediction confidence interval, and in the y-axis here, we see the accuracy results. And if the prediction confidence happens to be between 50 to 55% for the under 2.5 predictions, our prediction accuracy happens to be 49%. And if the prediction confidence goes up, and if we look at the interval of 55 to 60%, the accuracy improves and goes up to 55.6%. And we go slightly down here in the next step, in the next interval, and down again and up again for the cases where the prediction confidence is above 70%. So it fluctuates a lot for the under 2.5 predictions actually, so it doesn't really look stable. But if you look at the over 2.5 prediction accuracy, it starts from 51.6%, and in the next interval, when the prediction confidence goes up by 5% roughly, so the accuracy improves to 52.1%. There's an improvement, but not big one. But if the prediction confidence goes above 60%, what we see is that the accuracy goes up to 59% as well. And in the next interval, it jumps up to 68.3%, and it ends at 69.2% in the next prediction interval, when the confidence is above 70%, with other words. So it's improving. So if we look at these things, what we see is that the models are failing more often for the 2.5 predictions, under 2.5 predictions. And as the level of confidence, prediction confidence, goes up, the accuracy is improving for over 2.5 predictions. So since we are only sharing predictions for under and over 2.5 cases, the next question is going to be if we can use these predictions for betting on matches for example, over or under 0.5 goals, or 1.5 goals, or even 3.5, maybe 4.5, if we like to. Let's have a look at the question from that angle now. So can we use our, for example, over 2.5 predictions for other types of over X goal bets? And in this particular exercise here, we'll be looking at the cases of over 0.5, over 1.5, over 2.5, and over 3.5. Remember that this x-axis here is representing our prediction confidence. And as we go to the right side of this graph here, it will indicate, or it will represent such predictions where the confidence is higher. And if the confidence gets higher, then our expectation for seeing more and more goals in that match will be increasing as well. It is the way you should be seeing the predictions. So if we have a look at the cases for over 0.5 accuracy, and whenever the prediction is over 2.5, the accuracy starts from 93.7%. In the next interval, it goes up to 94.4%, 93.8% again, and it goes up to 98.3% and 96.2% for over 0.5 betting accuracy. For some matches, maybe the bookmakers do not really give any odds for over 0.5, but for most of the matches, they happen to provide such bets for, or odds for such bets actually. If we have a look at the over 1.5 accuracy, it already starts from 78%, and it continues around 78% again, and 79%. But whenever the prediction confidence goes above 65%, what we see is that the accuracy goes up to the 93.3%, and it ends at 88.5%. So the accuracy is improving as seen here. What about 2.5 accuracy? We've actually seen this graph in the previous one. It starts from 51.6% and it goes all the way up to 69.2% as the prediction confidence goes up. What about over 3.5 prediction accuracy or betting accuracy? It starts from 30.5% and it goes all the way up to 50% as the prediction confidence goes up. So obviously, for example, for the cases where if we just look at the accuracy results for over 2.5 betting here, it's just 50%. And for the extreme case here, over 0.5 goals accuracy, it's 96%, which looks much, much better. But the thing is that the odds are not going to be the same. For example, if the given odd for over 0.5 is only, say, 1.08, 1.1 maybe, and if the prediction or the odd, given odd by the bookmaker for over 3.5 is, say, 2.4 maybe, the 50% accuracy will be enough to make profit in that regard compared to maybe over 0.5 here. You should be considering the odds as well when taking a decision, but here is how it looks. What we see, based on the trends here, as the prediction confidence goes up, so we start to expect more and more goals that will be scored in a given match. That's the thing we should be remembering. What if we look at the question from the other angle for our under 2.5 predictions? Can we use those predictions for other types of under X goal bets? And in this particular case, we'll be looking at the picture for under 0.5, under 1.5, under 2.5, and under 3.5 bets accuracy. If we start with under 0.5, even if the prediction happens to be under 2.5, and even if the prediction confidence goes up, we're not really seeing a promising results here. The accuracy happens to be only it starts from 7.6%, and it continues with 8.7, 9.2, and 10%. And even if the prediction confidence happens to be above 70% here, the accuracy happens to be 0%, but it's not really representative because we don't have that many samples in this interval here. So it's not really representing the picture accurately in a trustworthy way, with other words. But if we look at the picture for 1.5 accuracy here, it starts from 23% and it goes up to 30%, 29 again, 26, and so on. So it's not that promising either. If we have a look at the under 2.5 accuracy, which is actually what we have predictions for, and it is 49%. It starts at 49%, 55%, 53%. It goes down to 45 and 60% again. What about under 3.5 accuracy? Numbers look much, much better. So it starts from 71.5%. It goes up to 76.8% in the next prediction confidence interval, when the under 2.5 prediction is between 55 to 60%. It continues at 77%, 78% again, and it jumps to 80%. in the very last interval here. And again, what we see is that as the prediction confidence goes up, we are expecting less and less goals that will be scored in that particular match. But what we see is that going for, if we are considering under predictions or under X number of goals bets, it is maybe safer to think about under 3.5 cases rather than the other cases. But again, the important thing will be the offered odds by the bookmakers. The odds need to make sense with regards to the level of accuracy that we have for each prediction type here, as you see. So it is what we have today to talk about over-under predictions. In case you would have any questions or comments, you are more than welcome to get in touch with us through our contact form at wiseprediction.com. Thanks for listening and see you next time.